Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Allen. Welcome to Adventures in Dolls, UFDC's YouTube channel. Today, our program is an interview and book review from Goldie Wilson. She is a very special doll maker. She makes porcelain dolls and cloth dolls. They are all one of a kind. They are all original to her. She paints all the faces. She sculpts the molds, makes all the clothes, the hair, the accessories, everything. So they are all one of a kind. She has written a book entitled Original Black Dolls by Goldie Wilson. It has received rave reviews, and so I think we should get busy and talk to her now. But before we do, I have to remind you to leave the comments that you have in our comment section, and please hit the like button, that thumbs up, and subscribe. Remember, no fees involved. So hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss your next adventure in dolls. And now let's talk to Goldie. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited today. I'm delighted to be here with Goldie Wilson. She is a doll artist of epic quality, and I love her dolls. Anyway, she has written a book, and she's going to tell us about it. So, Goldie, I'm so glad you're here to talk with us today.
All right. Then hold 1 second. Let me get the book.
Okay.
Book. Hold on 1 second. Good thing you're going to edit. Forgot it. I got the dolls. Forgot all about the book.
Oh.
Okay. Karen.
Yes.
This is the first time that I've ever written a book. I wrote this book because in my research, there was no black dolls in a book. There is one, but not like my personal artist type dolls, the art dolls. So I decided maybe the world would like to see what I actually do. So I wrote the book. It's called Original Dolls by Goldie. Can you see it?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to get it.
Okay. This is my first time effort of writing a book. Mm-hmm. It has been very well received. I am going to write a second book next year.
Wow.
This book here only shows my art dolls.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
From 2000 up until the present. Uh-huh. The second book that I'm going to write will take in my beginning of the dolls, the different dolls that I have made and worked with, a little bit more history of the porcelain doll. That is what I do. I only do the porcelain dolls, my art dolls. I also do some cloth dolls. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Now, on one of the questions that you was going to ask me was, what made me do these type dolls?
Yes.
When I first started out, I was not a doll person. I did not collect dolls. I went to one show back here in 1989, and I saw these black dolls. I never had a black doll.
Oh.
Never had a black doll. In other words, I never really had any dolls. I never played with dolls. I was not a doll person, but I saw these dolls and I liked them. So the first thing I did, I went into the reproduction doll business and I was making them black. But that wasn't really what I wanted because they were white molds.
Yes.
I wanted dolls that looked like me. So I looked around. I really didn't find any dolls that looked like me. So I decided I was going to make a doll. Didn't know how to start, but I was going to this doll shop and I was actually taking lessons in antique doll making. So they were, yes, I started with antique doll making. So with the repros. All right, so with the repros, they gave a class. It was going to be a sculptor coming in. Oh. My thing was, I think I can do this, but I need to know how to do it, what I need to use, what preparations did I need. So when he came in, I took the classes. Wasn't very good at it, but I did take the classes. Whenever you start anything, you have to continue to work at it if that is what you want to do. So I continued on with the sculpting class. I did that. The first dolls weren't that great, but I could see, at least I could see what I was doing wrong and try to write it and compare it to other dolls that I was looking at. So the other thing was, what kind of doll maker are you going to be? What type of doll do you want? With my dealing with the antique dolls, the porcelain, the bruised, the jamots, all of those dolls have held up over the years, no matter what. They're beautiful dolls. And those are dolls that I wanted. So with my taking the classes under the antique dolls, I knew how the doll should look, how you should put it together, how the doll should dress, what kind of eyes to use. I learned all that through the antique doll making. So I took that into the modern doll making. So when I started my classes, didn't mean to start my class, when I ended my classes and started on the modern doll, I was still looking around of some of the other artists, white artists mostly, that were doing dolls and how their dolls look. So I kind of, got to be the finest thing out here. So I started collecting antique clothing, the underskirts. At one time back here in the 80s, not the 80s, but the 90s, you could go to the antique stores and you could get the slips, the old dresses and stuff. You can't find them now, but back then you could. I mean, I could get a slip for about, say, $20, $30, maybe $40 with all that lace and all that rouging and all that stuff they were doing. So I started collecting that. So when I started making my dolls, the black dolls, I started using all those type materials, putting it on my dolls. And wherever I would find unusual material, I would buy it. I went fabric crazy. And most people,
don't we all?
Most people in the doll world, we do go fabric crazy. So I was a mess, but my dolls, I wanted them to be different. I wanted them to have the best of everything. Now, once I got into the doll making, the problem with the black doll is I want them to look black. I want the hairdos, I wanted everything. That was not out here. So then I went into making my wigs. So I made wigs. Okay, since I'm making my own dolls, then the shoes don't fit. So I learned how to make shoes. But again, I came back to the antique side, because when you're in the repro antique side, you know how to make the shoes. You know how to make the wigs. You know what that doll should wear. You know what that doll should be painted. And I took all of that. Meanwhile, while I was doing that, I started China painting.
Oh my goodness.
But the China painting told you how to shade.
Oh, yes.
Think about it. When you paint China, you have to shade the stuff in order to get the details. Yes. So then I took the China painting back to my dolls. So what? Okay, so that taught me how to shade those dolls, how to, I would say, how to make that doll look real. So when you buy my book or you see my book or you see my dolls, you also see the realistic type looking doll.
Yes.
And my dolls look real. They look black. And when I started sculpting, I sculpted the black way. I know how eyes should look. I know how the mouth should look. I know how the nose should look. I also know the shape of the faces. Well, all of these things all came together at one time.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
how
but
those dolls.
that's so much education.
Right. You have to always be looking. You always got to be researching to see, and within yourself, you got to know what you actually want. If you make it and you see there was something wrong, then the next time you try to better it. You always got to step up, step up, step up. Now, the thing I can say about what I do, the thing that has kept me here still on the scene is I learned how to make molds. I'm also a mold maker.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Incredible, Goldie.
I make molds. And that's why my stars are still viable. And that's why my dolls are still here.
Oh, yes. Oh my.
You yourself know all the doll mold people are gone.
Yes,
they have either retired, or if you do see something, well, as far as I'm concerned, the modern doll mold, you're just not going to find. It's just not here.
Right.
The things that I do, okay, it's just not there. The wig part of the black dolls, they gone. You can't hardly find a wig unless you go up on eBay someplace like that. But again, because I can do all these things, that's why my doll is still viable.
Are they, do you do one of a kind? Is that everyone is different?
What I would do, if I do a doll and I really like it, I may do what I would call a limited edition with one of a kind dresses.
Oh.
You don't see my doll dress again. So that's what I do.
Oh.
I would say this is a limited edition, maybe whatever I feel like then 4 or 5. But each one of those dolls will be either dressed different, their hair will be different. I have painted it different. And I do that.
Okay.
That makes that a limited edition, but one of a kind costume.
Yes, one of a kind costume. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Another thing also with my dolls is I do washes on my doll. After I pour them for the coloration or coloring of the doll, I do from a lighter brown down to black. But I do what we call a wash, and that comes through the ceramic part and the china paint, whereas you paint the doll with a china color, and you can make it whatever color you want. So I do that too.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. So do you have some that are in certain stages you can show us?
No, believe it or not, I did your last show in Baltimore.
Oh, yes.
And I sold out. I have done a few dolls. I do have some dolls I can show you.
Oh, good.
I really have no dolls right now. I'm still trying to work to get some dolls together. I don't have any.
Bless your heart, bless your heart. So you're not coming to St. Louis?
I don't have any dolls.
Well, hurry up and make some.
What I do, you can't just jump and make
Hurry up. Right.
It takes time to make them. It takes time. Now, I did do, when I was there at the Baltimore show, I did some dolls called the Emperorinas. They were large dolls. They were from the I think that was 1813, 14. And that was because I saw a show on TV that I liked. And they were doing empire dress, because I couldn't call them what they were theirs, but I call them the empire dress. So with those, they were large dolls. I sold out on that one. I didn't have that many. But then I went and made some miniatures. Oh. So I'll show you the miniature of that doll. Can you see her?
Oh my goodness.
Now this doll is only about maybe 13, 14 inches tall.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Can you put her up a little, her face up closer? Look at her dress.
Okay, and then when you turn her, this is her back here, and she has her dress that hangs out like this.
Oh, yes.
This is her hairdo in the back.
Oh, my.
Okay, for her.
Gorgeous.
And she was a miniature. Now, I don't have any of these dolls. If people see them and say, oh, I want a doll. This I borrowed from one of the people that bought the doll. So
To show
I
it.
needed something to show you. So
Hmm.
this is her. She's a beautiful doll. And yeah,
Oh,
she
she
is.
is.
Yeah, I also have
Truly.
a,
Now, Goldie, what do you make the hair out of? It looks so
oh,
realistic.
well, you go to the go to the beauty supply place
Hmm.
and you buy human hair, mixed hair, whatever. And then and you can buy these already done, already braided and whatever. You can see it up.
Okay. Okay.
And then and this down here is human hair, and you can buy it already curled. And then I just design the hairdos.
After that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
Okay. And most of these
Wow.
hairdos, I always have them different. Each doll is different. Like this
Different.
is one of a kind. And
Hmm.
then if you see the clothes on the doll, the embroidery is more like, if I hold it back, it's more like wedding type materials, but they also have to fit the size of the doll when you
Oh,
buy it.
yes.
And then I do all the decoration. I bead it. I add jewelry and stuff to it. I make the earrings. I make the necklaces. I do everything. And underneath it, she got her little white stockings on.
Oh,
And
up a little bit.
shoes.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
on her. Now,
Adorable.
that's the sister doll. And this one here is also, but she's one of a kind again. Let me go back. Can you see her?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. So gorgeous. Oh, my. Now tell me what
And then
I know that you put that, what the adornment on this dress, but what is it?
this material I bought years ago. Like I told you, I have materials that I have bought over the years.
Yes.
I probably never see this again because it's some kind of embroidered knitting. I've never seen it again.
I've never seen it
And
either.
I got a bunch of materials.
Oh,
See
that
it
that's
again.
spectacular.
And then when I did her, then her hair, she
Mm-hmm.
had hair, just like they did with back in the olden days. And
Right.
curled the top of it like that. And
Mm-hmm.
each one of them have their little clothes, little
Oh,
gloves on.
yes. Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
And she also has her little
Oh, yes, her
her
socks.
pockets. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm. And
Lovely. Oh, so beautiful.
now I do not have any collection of my dolls. I don't have it. I have one doll I kept, and this is a porcelain doll baby. This is my baby.
Yes.
This is my baby. And this
What's her
is, you can
name?
see, if I hold her back and I see the antique dress, that's one of
Yes.
those slips and dresses I bought over the years.
Now, did you make it or did you buy it? You bought it?
So another thing, I'm a seamstress.
Oh, so you bought it. You made it. You made
I
it.
make all the clothes.
Yes.
Including the underclothes, the clip. I didn't make the shoes now. I did buy the shoes.
Oh,
But
you know
all
what? I just love her. I just love her. What's her name?
little Goldie.
Little Goldie.
This is
It's
little baby.
perfect.
This is my baby.
Oh,
All I ever kept was this one.
was that one? Oh, yes. Well, I can see why. Oh, she's just so great.
And see, I be talking about the doll looks so realistic.
She does. She does. Now, and she is porcelain?
It's porcelain.
Yes, so you made the mold and poured it. Yeah, she
I made
looks
them
real.
all. I did a series of these. They are in the book. I did a series of baby dolls. I would always do each year. I would come up with a different series.
Oh,
I always came with something new.
hmm.
So one year it was babies.
It was babies.
With baby dolls. Yeah, it was baby dolls. I'll lay her here. Lay her on my table. Now, I also do the cloth dolls, as I say.
Oh, yes.
Can you see?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and these are painted. These are painted.
And you
All
paint them.
they're all painted.
Oh my goodness. Oh
But
my
I did
goodness.
not make this. I did not make this. Somebody gave me this outfit. So I just put it on the doll.
Well, she looks fabulous in it.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
oil painting is beautiful. Oh my
Thank
goodness
you.
sakes.
That's the oil painted doll if you can see her.
Oh yes, we can really see her. Oh, she's just gorgeous.
Okay, and that's the
Wow.
and the cloth dolls. And I don't have any of these either right now.
Oh
It
my
takes
goodness.
time to do all of these. And that's why I said, just don't have anything to sell right now. Okay. Now, another thing, I also believe in diversity. I believe that you can be anything you want to do. So, I think that's 2020, the dog club I was in, as Maryland Society of Dog Collectors, we were going to have a luncheon, but COVID came through.
Oh yes.
Okay. And I do a lot of souvenir dolls for clubs. So I decided I wanted to do Alice in Wonderland in black.
Oh
So
fun.
I do have Alice in Wonderland to show you.
Oh good.
She's also on the back. When you get this book, she's also on the back.
She's
Of
on the back of the book.
the
Okay.
book.
Oh yes.
I
Okay.
did keep that because I knew that would never be. So I had special boxes made for my Alice in Wonderland.
Oh look.
I would decorate the boxes, Alice in Wonderland.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And when you open the box up, this is what you got.
Oh look, the white rabbit.
The Alice, that's the Queen of Hearts.
And the Queen of Hearts. And the
Yes,
white rabbit.
and I did the White Rabbit.
Oh my goodness sakes. I want to come to that luncheon.
No, that was the,
That
and
was,
the luncheon had 80. I did 80 some odd Alice's
oh, Alice's for the luncheon.
for the luncheon.
Mm-hmm.
I did 12 boxes like this. I did 2 different Alice's. What I did,
Oh,
the Alice. Let me see if I can show you with the picture on the box. I'll put this down first. There were 2 different Alice's. You got a box that would have the White Rabbit, the Queen of Hearts,
mm-hmm.
this Alice. This
Mm-hmm.
Alice here was the club Alice. This Alice here.
Oh, but she's so adorable. Look at
Right,
her.
that was the Alice.
Okay. The
This
club
Alice here at the bottom, this is the Alice that was in that box.
that
I
was
had
in the box.
boxes. I had the special box that had the Alice. It left a space. One box left a space for you to put your Alice in
Mm-hmm.
when you got her, the plain Alice. The other box was a special box with the special Alice in, and that box, it was only 12 of them. It's only a dozen of those.
Ah,
So that, and on here, you would see the Mad Hatter on here.
yes, I did at the bottom right there. Yes.
But that was a commission piece.
Oh,
I only made 2 of them. The people commissioned those from.
yeah.
I only
Okay.
made 2 of them. So whoever has those boxes, they got that. So that
They
was a special box. That, so
Oh, so interesting. So interesting. So you didn't start out collecting dolls.
no.
So what did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
A nurse.
Oh.
I wanted to be a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was young, real young, my grandmother brought me up. And my grandmother was a seamstress. She raised her family. She was a seamstress on sewing.
Mm-hmm.
So started teaching me how to sew when I was about 5. Help her.
Oh,
But
yes.
stayed in embroidery and the tatting and that. And then she taught me how to sew. She wouldn't let me use her sewing machine, the old sewing machine back then, them days, because I'm not a young person. And taught me how to hand sew.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I learned how to make patterns from her. And she always used paper, cut the paper pattern, brown paper
Mm-hmm.
patterns. So I learned how to make patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So all the dolls that I make, I do my own patterns.
Mm-hmm. For the clothes.
Nobody touches those dolls. Any doll you see, I am the only person that has touched those dolls.
Oh,
I do
so
all the.
special. So
Mhm.
special. Goldie, when this book hits, which it has hit, right?
That's
It
it.
just went, oh, people are going to want your dolls and you're not going to have any.
No, only dolls I hear the people have bought them over the years, which
Hmm.
is saying from 2000 on up to now. That would give us what, 30 years?
Hmm.
Give us about 30 years.
Wow.
Those are the only dolls out there,
Oh my goodness.
and they're all one of a kind dolls.
Hmm.
So
Beautiful.
the only way you can probably get one, you would have to go to eBay, put in a Goldie Wilson dolls,
Hmm.
and when they come up, they'll let you know, you know.
Hmm.
And meanwhile, through all of that, I also worked for HSN for about 4 years, I guess, 3 or 4 years before everything went down. And those were dolls that were different too. Those dolls come up more often sometime on eBay.
Oh,
I don't see that many of those even come up.
oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, that's interesting. HSN, huh?
I worked for HSN for a little while, but I never gave up uh, my business because I had my own business. I never gave up my business, go all into them.
Hmm.
No, I didn't do that. I kept this, so that's I'm still here.
Hmm. Hmm. Now tell me, are you going to start making them again? Or are you taking a break? Or no, you're not
No,
making them?
our dolls would no, I would not go back to our dolls again. I move on to something else. I'm more into the repro, believe it or not, antique dolls again. If you can see behind me, there's one. That's the brew.
Oh, yes.
I get it for you and show it to you. But what I'm doing now is making the brews are expensive and they're just no black brews that nobody can afford.
Hmm.
But I do repro
Hmm.
brews.
Hmm.
Is what I'm doing now.
Oh, wonderful.
And
That's
dressing.
wonderful. So
Mhm,
that's what you're going to have. Well, I love Bruce, so
mhm.
that's how I got into dolls. I like the antique French and German dolls.
Right.
And then I started kind of checking it out. And then I too I took some classes, and I tell you what, I was not very good at it. On making a
Was
few
it the
repros.
eyelash? Was it the eyebrows?
The
Was it the
worst,
eyebrows?
the worst, I tell you. And so, but then I joined a doll club,
Right,
and then my eyes opened. And ever since then, because once you belong to a club,
right.
the sky's the limit when it comes to dolls. There are so many, and they're so interesting. And so that was it. I just had to have, one of each.
Well, and if you join a club, even if you don't join a club, when you start out, you buy anything and everything. But by being in the club, you begin to learn
That's right.
about what you bought. And you get a little better and you want better because you see there's better out there.
Right.
And you will change. You will change as you go along. You may like this for a while, you may like that for a while. So
Hmm.
you change.
Yes, yes, you do. I was amazed at how much I learned, and how much I did change.
Yeah, right.
Um, and I love the history. I love the fashion. I love everything about them, the artistry. I
Right.
really believe that they are things of art. And so I really enjoy talking to you because right up my alley. That's what I think. Pieces of art.
That's what they are. That's the way I look at them. Pieces of art.
Hmm. Hmm. They most certainly are. Well, before I let you go,
Mhm.
I want to thank you so much for talking with us today.
Oh, I'm
And
more than happy to
oh,
anytime.
oh yes, and hold your book up one more time. Now, where can they get your book?
Oh my goodness. They can go to the waiting list right now before I reorder again. And the book is called, as you can see,
Original.
Original Black Dolls by Goldie Wilson.
Okay.
And they can they can send me an email, which is goldiewill@msn.com.
Okay.
Okay. And put your name on a waiting list.
Okay.
And then I notified them when the second printing of this book will come out. It won't be the first
Okay.
printing. It would be the second print. I have to tell some people because they might think, why would it be the first? And no, it would. If I have to reprint, it's the second printing.
Second one.
It would be a
Okay.
different date that when this book was printed.
Okay.
So those that got the first 50, they got the first printing.
That's right.
Mhm, mhm,
Oh my goodness.
mhm.
Well, thank you again. It was
Thank
it
you.
was it was absolutely my pleasure. And
Good.
I just hope if you start doing another doll or you get a few more or something, you will talk to us again.
All right. Well, I'm working on something, but it'll be a little while. I just
Okay,
don't have anything to.
I got to be patient.
Yes.
Okay, I will.
Okay then. All right. And thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the video. We'd like to thank Goldie Wilson for her time, and we appreciate her support. Join UFDC today. Become a member of this great organization of 7,000 people who buy dolls, sell dolls, celebrate dolls every day. Just click on the link at the bottom of the page. It'll take you directly to the website. Go to the membership page. And when you go there, make sure you tell them Karen sent you. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you next time.